Welcome to the Voices of the Collective. This is April Lee, my favorite NP. Can I use that as a rhyme moving forward?
Sure, why not?
April is consistently unamused by me. Consistently. I wanted to have you here today to talk a little bit about your business. April signed up with us before I even had a floor. I had wallpaper pulling off the walls. I had the floor ripped up,
It was a mess.
and I didn't even have the heat on.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't. And so April was one of the first people that I called in the early stages to ask if she wanted to do her vitamin IV infusion business here. And then it evolved into so much more. It was evolving into ideas that were moving faster than April's brain could comprehend at the time. So I was constantly shooed away and told to shush.
But you kept coming back.
I did.
You did.
I did. I kept coming back, as I usually do. And then the love affair evolved.
We're calling it?
Yes, I think we should. It's been a little over a year.
Yeah.
And
Seems like yesterday.
think about how your business has evolved in 18 months.
It's been incredible. The growth has been incredible.
And it's different than what you originally came in here for.
It's morphed into something bigger and better than I imagined. And it's a great fit for Limitless, and I couldn't be happier.
She says that now. Tell us the name of your business and just give us a brief little overview how you would describe it to someone.
So the name of my company is Mindful Med Health and Wellness, and generally speaking, it comes from the root of mental wellness. That's the foundation, and it has morphed into different modalities to treat mental struggles, including IV vitamin therapy. We can do some Botox or dermal fillers if that's what's giving someone a lift. Also, some peptide therapy, hormone replacement therapy, CBD infusions.
I'm getting one of those later.
And so comprehensively, it's a wellness package in and of itself. I'm a prescriber, and I do more than just prescribe medication for mental struggles. In that basket of treatment, if you will, we include IV vitamin therapy, but first and foremost, I take care of folks with mental health challenges.
Mental health and wellness. Absolutely. I met April as a prescriber. I didn't know she had a vitamin IV business until after I was already consulting with you. I would say we consulted together for maybe 2 years, and somewhere along the lines, of course, I disclosed to April what I was building and what I dreamt of making. And she was like, "Oh, I have a vitamin IV business." And so I want in. Yeah, I want in. And she was ready to write a check before I was ready to accept it. I was like, we don't have a floor yet, so don't come in yet. We don't have the lights on. Just so much. I was doing so much stuff. She saw us here renovating and just cleaning, and she at the time got a puppy and brought her puppy with her, and so I was playing on the floor with her puppy. I knew April as a prescriber first. She modeled her business to be a holistic, dual focused approach, and now I believe it's got a trifecta because she's introduced recently hormone specialization, metabolic support, peptides, NAD. It's not just your traditional vitamin IV infusions and your psych consult. She combines a whole person approach, which is really what Limitless stands for anyway, is a whole person approach, which is why she was such a good fit. What did traditional healthcare feel like it was missing, and what did you want to create here that you couldn't find in your traditional setup at the previous places that you've worked?
I think one of the things that resonates throughout the mental wellness industry, I'm going to call it, is there are so many traditional pill mills, dare I speak. And a lot of time practitioners are pressed for time. They're on a schedule and really have to whip through their repertoire or what have you, and they don't really take the opportunity or have the opportunity to listen to a person and what their real specific needs are outside of the cookie cutter mold that we may anticipate. So I have the luxury of doing that. It's personalized care for each specific patient based on their needs.
And so before that, you were in like a burn and churn situation.
Kind of through no fault of its own, other than
That's how the industry is built.
that's the nature of the beast, and I did not want to be part of that.
Yeah.
And so at Limitless, I have the autonomy, the flexibility, and the camaraderie to pull all of it together to make it.
Can you see our camaraderie? I mean, she's so thrilled. So you've worked in multiple areas of medicine over the years, from emergency medicine to oncology to psychiatry and now aesthetics. How did these experiences shape how you approach this mental wealth and an entire, like the whole person that you approach in your practice? How does all of that play a part?
So in thinking about all of that, right, in any one of those settings, there's a psychiatric component, no matter whether we like it or not, good, bad, or otherwise. And being able to address all of that in a person and meet them where they're at whatever station in their journey, that's where I come in, and that's where the artistry is, and that's
what makes you special, I think, because I feel that there Not to say that the market is saturated, but there are a lot of psych NPs, but not a single one of them could ever take any of the shining light that April has.
You're too kind.
I know, I try. But it's true. Like, you really have. I'll just take an example that happened today. I had a client that we share. My client came in today for an office visit. She met with April first for a consult on all the things that April does, mostly the aesthetics line, but basically got information on everything that April specializes in. Then she came and sat with me for 40 minutes. I'm going to quote my client. My client said, "I can't believe how relieved I am after that consult I had with April. She is so real and down to earth. And I have been to so many other people that do aesthetics and Botox." And she said, "I feel like this was the first person that actually heard me, told me that I could feel comfortable with her. I felt naturally connected, and it was a totally different experience. And I wish I had come sooner." That was,
Thank you for sharing that.
yeah, she just said that to me a little while ago.
Oh, very kind.
And then we started taking bets on what age she is, because she doesn't age. She doesn't age, and she's beautiful. And
It's all my aesthetics. Thank you.
it is all her products. And I might have said that. I also might have said, there might be some genes in there, but it's fine. You are just you're such a beautiful
Thank
person.
you.
A lot of people still separate mental health, physical health, aesthetics, hormones, nervous system regulation, and lifestyle care. They kind of separate all those things into completely different categories. Why do you believe that model is outdated?
Because it's false.
That's it. Mic drop. It's
It.
false.
It's wrong. It's just wrong. We're multifaceted,
Yeah.
right? And everything that we're involved in our lives and our families and the environment and the atmosphere and all of it touches us at one point or another. So it's wrong to separate all of that out. It's inclusive and it has to be addressed.
Yeah, I agree. I approach everything as a whole person focus, which is why Limitless exists now, because I don't believe that the mind, body, and spirit are separate things.
Not at all. No, it's all intertwined.
That is true. There's a major difference between like the quick fix wellness culture and truly integrative care. What are some of the biggest misconceptions people have right now about healing, wellness, and mental health, in your opinion?
I think it's the age-old adage that there's a pill to fix everything, right?
Mhm.
Everybody wants a quick fix in this microwave age, and people don't have time or don't want to take the time. So there's that quick fix. Unfortunately, or fortunately, that's not the way I practice. There isn't a quick fix. There's so much more than a 20-minute conversation to get to the grassroots of what's going on with someone.
Right. And the quick fix, like you're saying, isn't sustainable, right? So, like,
Not at
let's
all.
say they get something and they feel better for a couple of weeks. What happens after it runs out?
Right.
So the sustainable change is more about really uprooting what's the core issue and rebuilding that together. And that's part of it. I mean, there's 1,000 reasons why I love that April is here. One of the biggest, I guess, perks is that we get to collaborate together. There's cross team support. We case consult. In my field, my approach is, medication is kind of like on the end of a recommendation, meaning like we're going to try all these other things first, and then we'll do the medication consult if all those other things fail. And when we get to April, it's not a last resort attempt, but it's more of like, how are we going to integrate this now with the things that I've taught them so that they don't have to be on something forever or something that's extreme.
Right.
I love that April is, I would say, a little bit on the conservative side.
Yeah, I absolutely am.
Do you want to explain that?
I certainly do, because a lot of folks will come to me. They may have started a medication at XYZ dose, which really isn't prudent, and we don't need to kill a mouse with a cannon, right? It's just not a good look. And again, that multifactorial fast part that we have, it might not just be about the medication. Maybe we need to go over sleep hygiene. Maybe we need to talk about your hydration status.
Mhm.
All of these things come into play so that we can do more with less, is
Yeah.
how I proceed.
And I assure everybody that I refer to her that she takes an extremely human approach, because she has the luxury to do that, because she gets to practice on her own clock with her
Right.
own schedule to spend the amount of time that you want to
Don't
spend.
rush.
Right, exactly. Don't rush. You've also recently joined Root and Rise Clinical Specialists. So now you're a member of Root and Rise Clinical Specialists and Limitless Integrative Wellness. And what made this collaboration feel aligned for what you do?
So I think it's about the collective in and of itself, right? We are like-minded folks with a like-minded focus, and that being the patient, right? Not the numbers, not
Mhm.
not the books, not all of that. So we speak the same language. We collaborate for the good of the client versus any other reason, and that's just a beautiful thing.
We love having her part of our team. She was available to do case consult last night, and she got to meet a couple of additional team members. Wasn't it fun? I was excited that you were able. And afterwards, everybody was texting me like, "We're so happy April was there." As a psych nurse practitioner, what do you wish more people understood about medication management?
I want to say compliance.
I want to add one piece, especially in the social media era.
So, okay, that takes a different twist. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm not sure. Medication seems to be popularized. Used to be stigmatized, now it's
Mhm.
popularized. It's, oh, I'm on this, and hey, what are you on? And it seems to be fun, fun, fun. That's a huge disservice.
Fun, fun, fun.
Yeah, it's not. This isn't recreation. This is your mental health.
Right. Yeah.
And so I really wish that the social media platforms wouldn't allow that, if you will, because it's not something to be treated lightly, and it's serious business.
Agreed. I
Yeah.
think it should be taken seriously. I think people should have access to consult with somebody who does this day in and day out instead of getting their advice from TikTok
Right.
influencers. No shame on TikTok, but like there are people out there that spread misinformation in both of our fields that can lead to damaging results.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
I wish that would stop too. For somebody listening right now who feels burned out, disconnected, or emotionally exhausted and intimidated to even ask for help, what would you want them to know about healing and where to start?
Well, it starts with asking for help, right? We can't help what we don't know. So I would encourage people to go ahead and take that step and reach out. Mental health is paramount. Without that, we have nothing. So if we could just know that help is available, so please ask.
I would also add to that both of our practices, you reach a person on the other line. And that is not common. Now, with the day and age of AI, when you call or you contact either one of our business, it may appear like you're talking to a robot on the computer, but you're actually corresponding with her admin assistant and mine. And those are real people that will call you and that will speak to you. And it's not,
Absolutely.
or it's going directly to us.
Right.
That's
Answer our
something
own
else.
phones, we do.
That's also something that people don't realize, that sometimes when you're frustrated and are arguing with the person ish on it's actually us.
Could be us.
It could be nice. It could be us. A few we have time for a little deeper cut, if you will. What made you realize you wanted to build something of your own?
So what made me realize I wanted to build something of my own is I wanted to get away from the mill, the business, the go, 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 the treat them and street them. This is so individualized. And when people are coming to you for their mental wellness, that's so personal and it's so individual and it should not be rushed. And I wanted my folks to feel that they are embraced in the conversation, not just part of the factory.
I was so excited when April came on and I was sprinkling in. I mean, originally it was never supposed to be psych. I always wanted it to be psych, but it was never originally supposed to be psych. I was excited to launch the idea. The thing with April, this is why I said we're besties, because I pressure test you just like I do with Julie. So I will float something by, see how she reacts to it, and then run.
Yeah, usually my hair stands up.
Yeah. So in the beginning, it wasn't meant to be psych because you were adamant that it wasn't going to be.
Right.
But then with a little massaging, a little time, and I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I never asked you this, but I feel like once you felt what freedom felt like, it was a no-brainer move.
Well, it was a whole new ball game. I was not cut from the cloth of business ownership, or so I thought I wasn't, until a little person kicked me out of my nest and helped me fly.
Like I said before, I've consulted with April for years, so I saw her in the pill mill side of things, which she had a very flat affect in. Great personality, but still like a flat energy. When I had you here, even though you were only doing aesthetics in the beginning, you had a different zing to you when you were in this space. You had a different zing, higher vibration, just much more bubbly, excited to come in and put a mirror on the wall or put, your little flowers in the corner. And you were so excited. You were bringing your friends from the Moose Lodge. Shout out.
To the lodge.
You women better listen.
1379.
You women better tune in. It was a different zing. It was a different bubbly you. And then I think with some more time and some finessing and gentle guidance.
Is that what we're calling it?
Well, yeah, the shoe throwing, you didn't make it around the corner. What are you hoping to build in the next 5 years with your brand and practice? What do you hope?
Oh boy. A bonus question. I'm hoping to build a greater presence in the community that I serve. I'm hoping that I'm seen as available and certainly more approachable as time goes on. And I'm hopeful that the menu of my services is able to flourish in both the mental health and aesthetic setting.
Tell us a little fun fact about you. Besides the fact that she's a Moose Lodge member, which I always find comical.
Proud Moose Lodge member. That's absolutely correct. Let's see. So a little fact about me. I'm a certified scuba diver.
I never knew this. This
You
is
didn't?
brand new. No, I didn't know this.
Where have you been?
I didn't have you did this.
Well, you never asked. You're busy forcing me into corners and making me flourish.
Yep. See?
What else?
When did you do the scuba diving thing?
I certified years ago.
Oh my God. What? Tell me
See,
more.
I think you know somebody.
No, I don't know anything.
Let's see what else. I'm a grandmother of 4 grandchildren.
Unbelievable though. Like look at her aesthetic line. You can't tell.
Let's see what else. I enjoy creating stained glass art, although I haven't had much time for it. It really takes me into my zone of creativity. And
I have seen some of these pieces. They're really pretty.
thank you. Thank you.
Scuba diving thing is blowing my mind. Wow, that is so cool. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming in, kicking and screaming, by the way, might I add.
With a smile.
With a smile, always with a smile, even though she absolutely loathes when I walk into her office to ask her a question or like,
Scare me.
because I want to encourage you to,
To grow?
to grow.
Damn
Yes,
you.
I know. Damn it. So correct me if I'm wrong. I believe your website is mindfulmedli.com. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. And that is how people can book you.
Yes.
They could also come to limitlessintegrativewellness.com and then they can go to book with a provider and they can find you because it has all of your menu items listed there too. And this episode will be released in the next week. Moose Lodge members, you better tune in.
Shout out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.